Okay. George McDermott, once again, Maryland Court Watch News, George for Justice on YouTube and secretjustice.com. I'm here with Timothy Fowler again. Timmy's been fighting a case in Charles County for the last 20 years.
If not longer.
Or longer. He's trying to get back tens of millions of dollars of his mother's and father's estate that was stolen from him.
And grandparents.
And grandparents. And you just did, today is the 21st day of July 2026. And you came to me and you have some more additional. We also have many other videos of Tim at these my websites I just not mentioned. But Tim, what's happening today?
I went yesterday to the commissioner's office and things went very well. I got sworn in based on the evidence I submitted in the report.
Okay, commissioner's office in what county?
In Charles County, Maryland.
I understand they gave you some trouble about trying to get you to accept it to before they would originally allow you to file it.
Right.
You got that worked out.
Yeah, I had to go 3 or 4 times, and then I submitted falsified deeds proving they committed the crime.
Okay.
The state's attorneys, well, all the years I've been fighting it, appeared in court. Leonard C. Collins, he appeared in court November 15th, 2010.
Okay.
And
now, what court did he appear in?
The U.S. District Court before Judge
Greenbelt, Maryland, right?
Greenbelt, Maryland. Judge, Castle now?
Okay.
Deborah K. Chestnut.
Chestnut. So.
And appeared before her and testified that attorney Frank P. Jenkins was stealing people's land. But with my case, I have all the evidence and I have Jenkins' confession, July 28th, 99. Now I'm coming to find out that Jenkins, the crime he committed against my parents, him along with the bank, placed the phony falsified deeds in the courthouse.
Okay, well, you found this evidence here. Judge Chestnut had originally handled this case in federal court.
Correct.
And she issued a ruling, apparently, right?
Yes, sir.
And read what the ruling says.
One states, former Charles County attorney pleads guilty to defrauding clients and lenders. And that a person's name is Frank P. Jenkins. That's with state's attorney Leonard C. Collins, November 15th, 2010. Then I got state's attorney Coleman, which is March 10th, 2011. He goes in there and testifies that Jenkins also defrauded clients of the property. And former Charles County attorney sentenced to 46 months in prison for defrauding clients and lenders. My parents was incompetent. He did it in federal court. I watched him do it. Bankruptcy case 9615530, 982606, and consolidated both cases together with 2 different social security numbers, 2 different addresses.
Okay.
And I pulled his credit report, in which I submitted it yesterday to the commissioner.
With Charles County, right?
And he was nice about it. He explained it according to what he told me. I didn't feel that correctly, but he would try to have me raise my right hand, swear that I was telling the truth, but he declined it at the same time.
He declined to issue a ruling on it.
Correct.
And then they told you to go what?
And go to down the basement in Charles County to meet with attorneys that come there and give you advice or file paperwork. His advice to me was to go to them to have them file paperwork for me to file a civil suit against Irvin J. Miller, who has my parents' property.
Right.
And I have is deed, which is deed state. The property is in Harris County, Texas, but the taxes are paid in Charles County.
Yeah, but there is no such thing. There's no deed. There's no property in Harris County, Texas. Period.
Not the property I'm guardian of.
No. The property you're legal guardian of, as we've talked many times before, is in Charles County.
Yep.
And it was your father's property and your grandfather's property.
Well, both my grandfather's property.
Right. And Jenkins, so we've got. I've helped you file numerous papers.
And not only do I have Frank P. Jenkins, I got his father, Louis P. Jenkins, who stole my grandfather's farm.
Okay.
I got another attorney by the name of Thomas P. Mudd, who stole my grandfather's property.
Mudd's a big. He was as big a crook as there ever was in a courthouse.
And I have another attorney by the name of Marie B. Daugherty out of St. Mers that was working with Jenkins in federal courts. And there's a whole slew of them. Trustees, bank, got a bank involved, Bankers Trust Company, that they made the deeds.
Well, let me ask you a question. Are you aware that all of these people are involved in a wheel and spoke criminal conspiracy to deprive you of your rights by failing to notify you that they all work for the corporation of the state of Maryland? Not the state of Maryland that you think that there's all the government of the state of Maryland is a private for-profit corporation that is now controlled 100% by the American Bar Association and its member judges, attorneys, and representatives. And they've never disclosed their legal jurisdiction and authority to you, have they?
No,
Any
sir.
of them. Has anybody came up and said, hey, listen, have you ever been given a day, even when they Chappelle and Nally locked you up and sent you to a mental institution, did they ever divulge that they were foreign agents
No, sir.
working for a foreign corporation?
Nah, they ain't mentioned none of that, but I know they violate more crime.
No, but then see corporations have long been. Our founding fathers said right off the bat that they were really, really concerned about the advent of corporations into these United States of America because of the fact of what had happened in England, where the corporations in England, the Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company, had so much influence over the courts in England that they did not want. They did not want. They knew what the dangers of incorporation was in this new republic of ours. Now, did you know that?
No, sir.
Because in 1933, 45, and 47, the United States was forced to file bankruptcy. You know about that. The 1933 fall. And J.P. Morgan Chase, I don't know if it was J.P. Morgan Chase, but a group of bankers got together and lawyers got together and they dissolved the organic United States of America and formed a new corporation that's currently operating as the United States Incorporated. And when they formed a new corporation, according to Title 28 of the United States Code and Title 8 of the United States Code, whenever any officer of the court took an oath of office to that corporation, they had to surrender their citizenship in the United States.
Right.
So that means all of our judges, lawyers, and court officers are now foreign agents. they're working for this foreign corporation called the United States of America. It's the United States Inc. Incorporated. So it's a monopoly. Its sole purpose is to make sure that the individuals in the United States who have rights to protect and their liberties, that we never get access to the courts and we never get our day in court. Did you know that?
I ain't know about experiencing.
You're experiencing it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been, what was, going on 6 years now?
Yep.
And, you know, you went down the street here to Fort Washington and hired a lawyer. I was in there, and this lawyer promised you everything. I'm gonna sue these people. I'm gonna get you your money back. I'm gonna do everything else.
And double cross.
But just make sure you pay me $5,000 up front. Right?
Well, total bill was $3,500.
Oh, $3,500. Okay.
He didn't have to go get nothing because I gave him everything. Everything was written.
Right. It was already printed for 100. I've got copies of exactly what you filed. Did he ever get you a cent?
Never got my money back.
Never got your money back. Never got a bill. You never got an itemized bill for his time spent, his hours spent.
I got a contract, but
you got a contract. No, but you never got a copy of the time slips.
No, he never done that.
He never did anything.
Just took my money
and this is the way the Bar Association. See, the Bar Association is a fraud. The American Bar Association is the biggest fraud in the world. And because all the judges and all the lawyers belong to the Bar Association, and they're going to make sure that the lawyers are protected. You know,
and they doing a good job of it.
We just passed our 250th anniversary here in these United States. And in 250 plus years, the United States has officially only impeached 12 federal judges and removed them. You know,
that says a lot.
And they do not. There's no accountability. There's no oversight. They police themselves. Same thing with the Bar Association. But I want you to read what that order from Judge Chasnow says. Deborah Chasnow. I've asked for her removal several times on cases.
Covington, Chief U.S. District Judge Deborah K. Chasnow, I think I'm pronouncing her name right.
Yeah.
Sentenced former attorney Frank P. Jenkins, II, age 45, of La Plata, Maryland, today 46 months to prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release for wire fraud, mail fraud in connection with scams to defraud his clients and lenders in real estate transactions. Chief Judge Chasnow also entered an order for Jenkins to pay restitution of $1,835 I say it that way. The sentence was announced.
$1,358,000.
The sentence was announced by the United States Attorney for the District of Maryland, Ron J. Roston, Special Agent in charge of Richard A. Feely of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Charles County Sheriff Rex W. Coffey, and Charles County State's Attorney Antonio B. Cobb. According to the plea agreement, prior to September 15, 2009, Jenkins was licensed to practice in law in Maryland and did business as Frank P. Jenkins, P.C., the Jenkins Group, Incorporated. Exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
Jenkins Real Estate Incorporated and Exit Pond Homes Realty on September 15, 2009. Jenkins was disbarred. So Jenkins was running 3 offices illegally. Same company, but
Yeah, he had multiple, you know,
businesses.
yeah.
Jenkins admitted that from about 2006 to 2009, he caused clients to transfer money into bank accounts that he controlled. And I want to say something about this. He said he committed that crime from 2006 to 2009. He committed the crime against my parents in 1998.
One more can, but it's working.
Okay.
Before they went in court and testified against him.
Yeah, but see, the problem is you also have the reason that you never got justice any time before that
Because they're always in cahoots.
because you had reported them repeatedly to the state U.S. Attorney's Office, to the FBI, right, and Justice Department, and you know, for stealing millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars of your father's and grandfather's properties, and he gets away with serving probably 0 to no time. He probably, as soon as he left out of the courthouse, they posted a bond for appeal, and then he got an ankle bracelet, and never really served.
Out here.
Never really served a day in jail.
Not cutting you off. Based on what I saw, and this sign had me raise my right hand. Get your opinion on this. And I have the evidence attached, Matt. Everything is that. Based on the FBI saying that the judge and attorney were falsifying documents, I did report it. They done signed the paperwork.
Right.
I'm sworn in. And all you take the evidence, send it to the FBI with the documents attached. Hey, they admitted they done it. Here's the evidence, the location of evidence, request for further investigation to see if they find them documentation that I fall. That makes sense to you?
Right, but the problem is you also don't realize that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, 75% to 90% of his agents belong to the Bar Association. So it's once again, it's a monopoly.
And the attorney, excuse me, because I met the day, I told her, I said, since I got all the evidence and I was sworn in, y'all signed it, I just give it to the newspaper and the media.
Right.
And that way, because I told her, I said, once the taxpayers find out what's going on in this courthouse, now what they gonna do? Because now you got all these people coming there because y'all been going in and check all land records in the courthouse. Because it's a scam.
There are.
It's real estate fraud.
I've been doing this for 30 years now. Okay, and I've been reporting mortgage fraud and deed fraud and deed theft
Bankruptcy fraud.
and bankruptcy fraud for 32 years in my case, and that I've been reporting it for other victims of the court. Under Maryland Court Watch News, I have reported to all the judges, all the state's attorney's offices, to everybody, and all I do is keep getting unsigned, unverifiable orders from the courts that say that, basically, you're a second-class citizen. You're not even entitled to a signed document. I am not entitled to a signed order from their court. I have to accept unsigned documents, and every other citizen in this country has to accept unsigned documents. So it's beyond ludicrous would be a shameful understatement.
Yeah, based on what they get away with.
We are losing $2.3 to $3.5 trillion a year to deed theft and mortgage theft in these United States of America.
And they're getting away with it.
And they're getting away with it.
Well, now that they commit the crime,
They're committing it.
When you go before them, they're not going to prosecute themselves.
They don't declare their jurisdiction and authority, which they're supposed to. They refuse to produce you a copy of their original signed oath of office to say who they're actually representing. Are they representing a corporation of the United States, the United States Inc., or the Republican form of government that our founding fathers had, their orders are all unsigned, in non-conformity with the 2000 E-Sign Act and 2000 Paper Reduction Act. But your case is atypical of probably 60,000 cases a year in the state of Maryland.
Yep, and Charles County famous.
Okay, and that's because if you're a pro se litigant, or you're an indigent person who had not had the funds to hire an attorney for the state, you cannot go to the U.S. Attorney's Office or the State's Attorney's Office and report a crime.
They're going to try
But
to cover it up.
but on the other hand, if a police officer pulls you over and gives you a stop sign ticket, okay, or he gives you a speeding ticket, right?
Right.
Then you are automatically
Guilty.
they expect you to automatically plead guilty unless you go out and hire one of their fellow bar members to represent you.
You're right.
And so that's where we're at today. We're actually living in a time of courts, not courts of justice. It's courts of injustice for most, and courts of inquisition. The Inquisition court is one where the courts, everything that they do is secretive. Everything that all that they promote is secretive. They will not sign their orders. They will not give you your 14th Amendment rights to appear in court and ask for a jury. They steal from the minorities, disadvantaged people, and as well as the elderly. And I have on my websites, I have evidence of these people who have lost well over $1 billion at this point. $1 billion. And not one of us has ever gotten a jury trial. We go in and we go in and we pay our fees, we ask for it. You were sent to a mental institution, right?
In jail, mental institution, both.
And then when they found that you were not, that you were truly competent in the mental institution, and said no, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah, and the doctors came my aid and had me say I was incompetent to get me out of jail. But they had no intent to let me go.
No, and that's how. Well, I've got Timothy Evelyn right now, who's in Perkins Mental Institution in Laurel. I've got many programs on him and his sister Sherry Evelyn, and she's now in an intensive care rehabilitation center. She just got ran over by a automobile in Cecil County, and she was in Johns Hopkins. She might never walk again. And they stole well over $18 million we know was originally hers, but based on the documents that I have filed with the SEC and the banks and everything else, her father had left her over another $30 million in securities, which not one penny was ever accounted for by the lawyer who went in 2 days after he died, the father died, and got the court clerk to hand over the last will and testament in 8 codicils in Elkton, Maryland, Orphans Court. So, yeah, these are just some of the victims that I have. And this is why I'm forming Citizens Coalition for Restorative Justice, so that I can bring to light the
corruption and
the
all that.
the corruption and the malfeasance that goes on within our state and federal court system.
The evidence I
But-
had.
Read the document you got yesterday. You filed yesterday, please. And they gave him a lot of trouble trying to file it. Like, you know, you're just an African American, nothing, you don't have any rights whatsoever. You know, you go out and hire one of our attorneys to represent you, but
Filed this against Urban J. Miller, the recipient of my parents' stolen property, which the FBI report states that the judge and attorneys in Charles County were falsifying documents. I have all the
and the
evidence.
two judges in Charles County you're referring to?
I refer to all of them.
Yeah, but
basically, Judge Stephen G. Chappelle, Judge Robert C. Naylor, who has passed,
yeah.
and Frank P. Jenkins, all of them. But anyway, yesterday, on July 19th, 2026, at 9:33 p.m., I went back to Commissioner's office. So I submitted this paperwork on Urban J. Miller, whose address is 14460 Forest Drive, Newburgh, Maryland, 20664. And that is not Texas address. So I wrote it up October 9th, 2001, that Urban J. Miller moved into my elderly parents' stolen property. That John Raymond Fowler, Anime Fowler, Urban J. Miller, falsified deed, lever number 3189, photo number 106, states that he owns 14460 Forest Drive, Harris County, Texas. No zip code on his deed.
Well, let him move into Harris County and give you back the property that's legally
Right.
in Charles County now.
And the sad thing about it, in case number, first it was disrecorded, case number OP 0035805, they're going to give me 4 years because me and Miller got a fighting on my parents' property.
Right.
I takes a jury trial. So when me and Miller goes in a jury trial, which was September 5th, 2003, me and Miller ain't been back court since. I couldn't figure out why. Yeah, I know why. It's deed. And we went before a jury, and they thought I had it at the time. I didn't. And I pulled that deed.
Yeah.
The jury, what would the jury say? They're not going to let this go before a jury. So March 7, 2001, Exofact credit report confirmation number 106626399, fraud victim John Raymond Fowler. July 9th, 99, Charles County Circuit Court, case number T997, signed by Judge Christopher Henderson, states as follows. John Raymond Fowler, mentally disabled, elderly black man, diagnosed with vascular dementia. Dr. Cindy C. Brooks, MD, psychiatrist, and forensic examiner. Tim Fowler, court-appointed guardian for John Raymond Fowler, my father, court-appointed guardian of his property, 14460 Forest Drive, Newburgh, Maryland. Evidence of crime, Charles County Circuit Court, case number CV 961305. Parties that appear, John Raymond Fowler, my late father, my late mother, Edward C. Cavase Jr., and Frank Vernon Boozer. And I have all 4 ID numbers in court.
Yeah.
So, and I ain't bad mouthing the gentleman because he did sign the paperwork. It was nice of that. And he done that. So then I put on there 14400 Forest Drive, Newburgh, Maryland, lever number 2794, folio number 106, D, April 22nd, 99, a.k.a. also known as 14460 Forest Drive, Newburgh, Maryland, lever number 189, folio number 44, the deed. June the 8th, 1967, when my father and purchased the property, so House of Child. Deeds found are located Charles County Courthouse land records. Lisa E. Yates, Charles County Circuit Clerk, Court Clerk signature on all 3 deeds, same property.
Hold it. Let's stop for a second. Yates, now, she has a extensive history. She's going all the way back there.
But she wasn't born.
Yeah.
She didn't go in office till November 8th, 2000 and something. The deeds I had, 1967, I was a child. She only 46 years old, so how you get your name on these deeds?
Yeah.
And I checked that.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. So, yeah,
And
that's why Judge Chasnow found for the victims once.
and even April 22nd, 99, the other phony deed that the bank made, she wasn't working in the office.
No.
So how did you sign off on something that, and the whole time I was pulling these deeds, and I have all these deeds, not one time that I see in the office, I know she wasn't in the office because
Well, she was
you
working.
just ran for election.
Right. Yeah, she ran for election in public office in Charles County. So, once again, she's the public official who's
Yup, corrupt.
who's for these corrupt activities against your family. So.
Just like this deed here, filed September 26, 1994. Her signature's on that as court clerk. Fraud.
Yeah.
And the case number, the crime, is case number CV 961305. They state that both 14460, 14400, same property. They telling the truth. Same
Yeah.
description, same location. The property in Texas, they state that lever number on those deed, that lever number 2794, folio number 281, same property. They telling the truth.
Yeah.
And my mother and father on September 26, 1994, signed the deed of trust and claimed they sold their house to Taylor or somebody. And they couldn't read the paperwork. So now they trapped because my mother and father was incompetent. And here's the credit report right here with the bankruptcy case number on it. But what really so
Well,
interesting,
what's a bankruptcy court case in U.S.
the
bankruptcy?
bankruptcy case numbers is three of them. And you're going to do a bankruptcy case, if I ain't mistaken, only every 7 years. But the bankruptcy case 9413257 matches the phony deed signed September 26, 1994.
Okay.
Bankruptcy case 9615530 matches the deed